Today, join me in celebrating the remarkable journey of the Leadership is Changing podcast as it marks 3 years of inspiring leadership discussions. We've had discussions that have been thought-provoking insights to practical strategies. The Leadership Changing podcast has become a trusted source for navigating the ever-changing landscape of leadership. So, as we celebrate the 3 years, let's get into today's episode. So let's discuss.
Welcome to Leadership is Changing. Each week, we and our guests provide information and insights through exploring leading change. This is taking your leadership to another level by finding the balance between executive excellence and personal well-being through stories that inspire real change. It's time to adapt in our fast-moving world when leadership is changing with your host, Dennis Giannoutsas.
Hey, welcome to the Ask Dennis episode. This is a freestyle episode where I'm asked a question by our listeners, where I share my thoughts, experiences, and insights from working with many leaders around the globe. Over 3 years ago, I had a vision to start a podcast called Leadership is Changing. And I embarked on a mission to empower leaders and individuals worldwide with things like invaluable insights, expertise, experiences, war stories. It's very exciting that today we celebrate the 3-year anniversary on episode 460. And we're going to step back and reflect on the significance of this podcast. But we're going to put some emphasis around certain themes of consistency, commitment, focus, and the delivery of relevant information. These are aspects that all leaders should be thinking about in any kind of situation anyhow, but I'm going to relate it back to the celebration of the 3-year anniversary for this podcast. You see, the Leadership is Changing podcast has proven to be a vital resource for aspiring leaders and seasoned leaders and professionals alike. In a world where leadership is constantly evolving, this podcast has successfully addressed the dynamic challenges faced by leaders in various domains. The show has brought together experts from diverse industries, providing a platform for them to share their experiences, their knowledge, practical strategies, and have their leadership voice heard. Consistency has been the cornerstone of the Leadership is Changing podcast success. Every week, without fail, 3 new episodes have been released, offering a regular flow of those valuable insights and thought-provoking discussions. This commitment to consistency has really fostered a dedicated following of listeners who anticipate each of these episodes as they're being released. It's built trust and credibility for the podcast and they're establishing to be a reliable source of information. Now, the Leadership is Changing podcast commitment to empowering leaders is evident in the guests that I've actually brought on into the show. They're renowned leaders, they're industry experts, they're successful entrepreneurs, and they are successful sporting people. They come along and they've shared their personal stories, their lessons that they've learnt, and the strategies for overcoming obstacles. Now, by showcasing these accomplished individuals, the Leadership is Changing podcast has really inspired listeners to develop their leadership voice, to pursue their own leadership journey, and helping them gain the confidence and skills needed to navigate the ever-changing landscape of leadership. Now, in that rapid, evolving world, staying ahead of the curve is crucial for leaders. I talk to leaders about this all the time. You need to stay ahead of the curve, and there's all sorts of things that you can be doing. And so if you haven't heard a lot of the episodes, go and listen to these episodes because I share a lot about how you can stay ahead of the curve. But you know what? This podcast has consistently delivered relevant and up-to-date information. And that's really actually helped ensure our listeners are equipped with the knowledge that they need to thrive in today's world. Now, this could be from emerging leadership trends to innovate strategies And the podcast explores a wide range of topics, but it also provides actionable insights that can be applied in various leadership contexts or situations. As we celebrate the 3-year anniversary, and of course episode 460, it is a celebration to the passion, dedication, hard work of the production team that pulled this together for me, but also the incredible guests that I've had who have contributed their expertise, their willingness to come and meet with me, to sit down and have a chat about leadership, change, mindset, but all sorts of different aspects around leadership to help you and others be successful in this ever-changing world. As the Leadership is Changing podcast enters its next chapter, it continues to evolve and adapt to the ever-changing needs of leaders worldwide. Now, with our unwavering commitment to empower individuals, this podcast will undoubtedly continue to be a platform of inspiration, a source of information, and a catalyst for positive change in the world of leadership. As we bring this episode to an end or to a close, the Leadership is Changing podcast 3 anniversary and this episode 460, well, it marks a remarkable journey of that consistency, commitment, focus, and the delivery of relevant information. Through our unwavering dedication to empowering leaders, the podcast has become that trusted resource, providing valuable insights that's going to enable individuals to navigate the complexities of leadership. So listeners, as we celebrate this milestone, just know that the Leadership is Changing podcast has impacted countless lives on its path to transforming leadership for the better. It can have actually impacted your life. The people that you work with, you're impacting their life. It's amazing what this podcast has done and has helped many people around the world. I want to thank various people. First of all, I want to thank you as the listener. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sending me feedback and thoughts on what you're getting from the podcast, but also how it's helping you as well. Thank you to our guests who have been on the show over the last 3 years. It's really, really exciting to have had all sorts of guests on here, all sorts of leaders from different backgrounds. I remember kicking off episode 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we came out with those. I think the first 5 of them came out, and then we went into a regular cadence from there. But it was just so exciting to be in the situation whereby we could just share this information with people. Thank you to the production team who have helped me from day one and actually rolling out this on a timely basis with quality and impactfulness of this podcast. Also, thank you to my partner, Mary, for your ongoing support and your guidance and willingness to help me over the 3 years in pulling this together. Hey listeners, well that's it for this episode as we celebrate the 3-year milestone. It's always a pleasure being with you. Thanks for joining me on the Leadership is Changing podcast. Until next time, bye for now.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Leadership is Changing with your host, Dennis Giannoutsas. Each week, we and our guests provide information and insights through exploring leading change, inspiring executives and leaders to adapt and lead a bigger game in a fast-moving world.